Good morning, good evening, good day, whenever you are watching this. If you are joining me live, thank you so much for blessing me with your presence. My name is Robin Richards, and I am your coach, your teacher, the creator here at Robin's Wellnest. And we are still in full summer swing here in my household. So you can see that I am on a Monday morning getting ready for a full day with my 7-year-old, adventuring and enjoying every last sip of summer that we can, which is a perfect time to introduce and teach this lesson today on how do I bring in mindfulness into my daily life, because so much of our life feels like it just flies by. There's a saying that I've heard as a mom that the days are long, but the years are short. And so, how can we really bring in a practice to help us enjoy, literally enjoy each day while, in a sense, slowing down our perception of time so that we can really embrace each moment? And the most beneficial tool that I can bring to the world that I use on a daily experience is mindfulness. So, what is mindfulness? It is a practice of paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment. That last piece is where it can get really tricky. We'll dive deeper into exactly, how each of those components look in a later lesson. But today I wanted to give you an overview of this concept of mindfulness, paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment. Now, the first part I said in the initial definition is it is a practice. So there is no, I have now become the most mindful person ever. It is a continual practice, just like breathing, that we do in order to sustain our attention and our energy. Now, I have to share a personal story with you. Last week, our dishwasher broke. And if this was several years ago, I probably would have been devastated because especially living in a privileged space. I've lived many years without a dishwasher, but now I'm accustomed to it. And my home is only 2.5 years old. So is the dishwasher. So why is it breaking down so early? Well, in the last, 2.5, 3 years or so, I have really embraced all of these different holistic tools, especially Reiki. As a Reiki master, that has really been the pinnacle of everything that I do for wellness. But one of the foundational pieces that I continue to practice is mindfulness. And because of that practice, when the dishwasher broke down, I looked at it not as an opportunity. Um, it is frustrating, but it's a new opportunity for me to be more mindful and practice this skill, because we have a lot of items that I hand wash for that don't go in the dishwasher even when it is working. And mindfulness has been a great practice when I'm doing the dishes. It is a great time. I don't like doing the dishes. I don't know a lot of people who do, but I do like bringing joy into the things that I often don't care as much to do. And so by paying attention to the present moment on purpose without judgment, I'm bringing in mindfulness when I'm doing the dishes. So I feel the water and I can feel the sensations. I notice the slight um, aroma that I have of the citrus dish soap. I feel the textures, not only of the water as it rushes either over my hands while I'm rinsing a dish or submerging it, but I notice the texture of the plates and the silverware and the dish scrub, like the different surfaces of that. I really tune in and hear and feel each moment as I pick up a plate and gently place it over to dry. I notice as another plate goes on top, the gentle clinking sound that I hear. I become this observer of the sensations around me, of the sensory experiences. And what that does is, instead of when I'm not being mindful, I have this running just dialogue going on in my head. And it not only is running in my head, but it can run me to emotional other places that don't necessarily serve my highest good. And so, our thoughts turn into our feelings and turn into our actions. And so, by getting mindful in a daily practice like dishes, it helps me to not turn off the noise, but to detach from that noise so that my attention is on the present moment, on something that I'm looking at on purpose, and then I'm not assessing judgment to. I'm not thinking, "Oh, you stupid water," and I'm not allowing myself to say, "Oh, I wish that I wasn't doing this and the dishwasher was working and I'd be done already." I'm turning off all of that. And I'm shifting and taking control of the one thing that I can, which is myself, by leading my mind into the thoughts that are in the present moment. And then in turn, I'm also getting the dishes done and I'm having just a general better uplifting vibe because of how I have adjusted my experience of the world. Now, dishes is not the only place where you can experience this. Getting up in the morning and being mindful just as you wake up, perhaps you shut your alarm off and you lay in bed and notice sensations in your body. Or if the ceiling fan is going, notice if you can hear the ceiling fan or feel the sensations of the wind, on your skin, the softness of the sheets. Perhaps I often will go to bed with, not often, but I occasionally go to bed with freshly washed, wet head of hair. And so it creates this amazing scent on my pillow and smelling that in. Noticing as you're getting out of bed how perhaps you're heated and warmed with the sheets and the covers on. And then as you take them off, the cooling sensations, the sensation of your feet as it hits the floor beneath your bed, brushing your teeth mindfully, really paying attention to each tooth as you're going in your, I should be a hygienist or a dentist here, or getting at least some props from them, going in a gentle, circular motion as you're rotating around your teeth. Um, one of the biggest areas that I love to practice mindfulness is in walking. And that doesn't need to be like I'm going out for a walk. It's when I'm walking in my home. I remember hearing or reading something from one of my favorite gurus, Oprah, who was talking about her mindfulness practice and how every stair that she would go down, she would feel her weight as it moved across the balls of her feet and as she went down onto each stair. And the reality is, you're not only bringing yourself into the present moment and being mindful, and so creating this like calm, soothing, joyful vibe in your heart and your head, but you're also being safer when you're being present and you're not going to, stub your toe or stumble down the stairs because you're aware of each stair as you're going down it. So it's just an interesting way to and perspective to shift into thinking about how can I be mindful in my daily practices to bring this present awareness. Now, there are times when I get I have tend to up until now get very overwhelmed, stimulated, and then it translates into anxiety. Let's take an example of waiting in line at a grocery store. That is an excellent time to practice mindfulness. And I will do things like if I'm, for example, at Target holding a little cart because I'm trying to limit how much stuff that I have, I will feel the sensations of the cart, like holding on to that little cart, or whether it's a pushing cart, holding on to it. I will notice the colors. I will just bring myself into my sensory experiences that are in my control and detach from the things that are not in my control so that I'm paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment. And what that immediately does is it will put you in the driver's seat of your life to be able to slow down time in a way that gives your experiences more calm and peace and therefore pleasure, which then raises your entire vibration and creates a more vibrant life. And that's what we all want. Empowered healing, which is what I do here at Robin's Wellnest, it's all of the tools that are complementary to conventional practices to help bring vibrant living into your life, regardless of what challenges you're facing. And we're all going to face challenges, and that we will be ready for. Now, what I'm ready to tell you is that in just less than 3 short months, the weekend of November 4th, 5th, and 6th, for under $500, you can have an entire weekend with me at an amazing sanctuary, the Christine Center, where I will be immersing you in all things Reiki. So you will not only have Reiki circles and shared Reiki experiences, being nourished by the energy of the sanctuary, this incredible space. It's in Willard, Wisconsin. You will have amazing, freshly prepared for you meals, be in community with really incredible people, but you also will be experiencing Reiki. You will be learning pieces of the history of Reiki. You will be experiencing energy healing, learning how to heal yourself and others that are in your energetic circle, which includes your precious animals, children, partners, etc. And all of that entire weekend, all of those tools, all of the learning, all the food, your lodging for under $500. I sincerely don't know that there is any other experience like this that is as affordable as what I am offering to you. You will see links in the notes below. Please register. I would love to see you there. I know the seats are going to fill fast. And while you're doing that, practice some mindfulness as you're navigating on the website, paying attention perhaps to your breath, the sensations of the keyboard, just really bringing this attention to the present moment on purpose without judgment into every area of your life to help empower your healing and raise your vibration. Until next time, my friend, namaste.